Hey, what's up, guys? It's Brady King here. 5'8.5" ish. I gotta weigh 109, or I have to weigh 200 pounds on stage now. I was 192 as a pro at my first pro show. I just turned pro this year at the North Americans.
What was the experience like for that, bud? Like prepping for it?
It was a lot of fun, man. I started prepping like the end of February, early March. I started dieting in like January. But I started like hard prepping in like March for what was supposed to be the Pittsburgh in the early May. And then obviously COVID happened, like every show got canceled. So then it was like, we were 3 weeks out of Pittsburgh when they canceled it. So then it was like, okay, well, what show's next? And then it was the show 3 weeks after that. Okay, then we got 3 weeks out and then it got canceled. And then we got 3 weeks out for the next show and it got canceled. It just kept happening all summer. Sometime, I think it was like around July 4th, I eventually went and posed for Bill and Gary Udit, and they took a look at me and said, do North Americans. I hadn't even planned on doing a national show. I've never done a national show before. I was supposed to, and then got in a car accident that broke both of my legs. We'll get into that in a second. But so then I was like, okay, well, since they're going to give me the green light, you know, the judges are going to give me the green light that I'm going to do it. The rest of prep from there, I mean, it was very, I had to go home. I had to leave Michigan and go back to Pittsburgh in the middle of prep just because of some personal stuff. And it was crazy how happy I got when I did it. Whenever I left, it was like the second I left Michigan, I felt like so at peace. And I was able to really focus 100% on bodybuilding and on getting my pro card. And then making weight sucked, but other than that, everything for North Americans prep was pretty much smooth sailing. There was at some point, probably 3 or 4 weeks out, I kind of just had a feeling of like I think I'm gonna win this. And then from there, it was pretty much just hold the look and make the weight. We were able to do that and ended up winning the overall. And then I decided to do Chicago. It was 6 weeks. It was 6 weeks after North Americans, but I didn't decide to start this prep until 20 days before it. So I reversed. I kind of rebounded, got a little fat, added some size to the hammies and glutes, and then was like, all right, you know what? We're 20 days out. We'll go ahead and do Chicago. And then got first call-outs out there too. So without, you know, I was 8 pounds under my cap too. So I have a lot of size to gain for next year. So that's the plan now. For the rest of this offseason is just grow, add that 8 pounds, 5 to 8 pounds, whatever I can add. Shoot for a mid-summer show, probably do Chicago Pro again, because I think it's usually like July 4th area. Right, yeah. Hopefully it'll be where it's supposed to be at, and when it's supposed to be. So if it's when it's supposed to be in Chicago, then I'll probably do that show again. Nelson is the man. Yeah, I mean, he's just a great guy. The last time actually I was on Jeff's YouTube, I was with John, and John was very, very much the same style of coach. I mean, they were just, I call it guru coaching. It's just like, just the old school way of coaching, and it just works. I mean, I can't really describe it. It's just every week there's some kind of little change that needs to be made based on what's happening, or you just don't change anything. Me and John had a prep. We didn't change anything from like 12 weeks out till 2 weeks out. And I looked amazing. It just depends on like what's going on. The guru, like as far as guru coaching, just make these tiny little changes. Like I really don't know how to describe it. It's just they know how to listen to the body a certain way and understand how to do things a certain way. And Nelson was able to take me and get me ready for a show and have me the best I've ever been in 20 days. So it was very impressive. I told him we're doing Chicago 20 days out, and he literally said, "You're crazy. I need pictures every day." And then we had like ongoing jokes the entire time of like, whenever Reagan Grimes did, he did Classic with Chris Aceto, and Chris Aceto was like, "Oh, just 20 pounds up? That's less than a pound an hour." Something like that. That's what we kept saying, the same kind of stuff. Like, oh, we still got less than a pound an hour. And then we got to where we had to drop a pound an hour, and I looked at him and I said, "Hey, buddy, now we have to start dropping a pound an hour." Oh, crap. And another famous quote, too, is whenever I got nair in my beard. And I told Nelson, "Hey, buddy, I got nair in my beard." And he goes, "Well, I hope your beard weighed 3 pounds." And then when I shaved my beard off, I left the mustache. I poked my head out of the bathroom and looked at him and said, "Hey, is this the look?" He said, "No, that's actually the look. You get first call-outs if you leave that look." So then I ended up wearing a mustache on stage, and it was a good time. That's how the mustache happened. That was supposed to be a joke, and then Nelson was like, "No, dude, you need that."
Between like your last national show and what you're doing in North America, so, like from last time we filmed, you said you weigh about the same, it's just more dense muscle mass.
Yeah, my weight was the same. I guess off-season wise, I look a little bit better at 230 now than I did back then. It's really just been fixing the look at 190 pounds. I've been 190 at some point every year since then. Actually, the last time we filmed, I was still like 205. I wasn't even close to weight yet. And then I got in the car accident, came out of the wheelchair and did that show. I had to weigh 190 for that show. So I made weight for that one. And then I guess I didn't compete for about a year and a half after that. So I didn't know if I was going to be able to get back down to 190, but we did it. The help of a sauna, we did it. Yeah. Now we got to add the 8 pounds. I'm excited to see what 8 pounds will look like. If I look this much better from the last 2 years and still weigh the same, I'm 8 pounds and like really actually trying to add muscle, like significantly trying to slap tissue on. It'll be interesting. I'm excited for what I can do next year, and hopefully.
You feel like your body wants to grow, right?
Oh man, my body is so hungry to grow. It's just, I've been in this place all year long of like, I had to be careful about my food. Like, if we went too damn carbs too much, my body's just sucking it up and slapping tissue on. Like, and you can tell that too just by how hungry you are, by you just feel the muscles just eating all the food, the strength flying up. You know what I mean? You just watch size going up and up and up. Everything I'm putting into my body right now is getting absolutely devoured. And we were seeing that going into the prep in Chicago. I was kind of getting a little bit rough around the edges going to North Americans, actually. I was kind of crashing as far as like what my body was doing. And then we did that little quick rebound. That's whenever I switched over to Nelson. He started feeding me a lot more than the coach prior to him was. So he started stuffing a lot more food down my throat for the rebound. And next thing you know, that's when my body started responding like crazy. And I started getting super, super, super hungry. I started looking a lot better. Started looking bigger, harder, drier, leaner, fuller. Like everything in the books just looked better. I was stronger. And then we did the prep. I was still getting stronger during prep. And then now we're reversing again out of prep. And I mean, I just took 160-pound dumbbells for like I think it was a set of 6 or something like that, a set of 7 on shoulder press the other day. I've never done anything like that in my entire life. Yeah, that's what I mean. So it's just, my body was telling me like, let's go, let's slap some tissue on,
Let's talk about your big shoulder shape.
So it's pretty basic. I do everything with like load sets and back off sets, and I like to give feeder sets before that. So today we did side races as the technical warm up, and then used them as feeder sets. So I, made sure I put blood into the muscle with the warm-up sets, so it's kind of tiring. Then I did some rear delt banded flies, I guess you could say. I just take a band and I just stretch, pull it apart. It crushes the rear delt, and for me, whenever I hit my rear delt really hard prior to pressing, it takes away a lot of stability for me, which I kind of like because it makes me have to, use more load on my actual shoulders, as opposed to like my rear delt holding all the weight. I have a really strong back, so I like to, try to like eliminate that from things. But yeah, so then we went with the short back. I alternate every other week between a tall back with a slight incline instead of straight up and down 90-degree angle, or 45, whatever the hell the degree angle would be. Sorry, I'm a bodybuilder, not a mathematician, all right? But yeah, I like to use the short back every other week. Or every other shoulder day. So the one shoulder day I'll have a press, it's my press day. And that's where I'll do like a longer back with a kind of like a slight incline, still a shoulder press movement, but just has a little bit more on the chest because that day I'm probably going to flat bench or something like that as well. And then on strict shoulder days, I like to do a straight 90 or 45 degree, whatever the hell angle that's supposed to be, with a short back, something where I have to stabilize a little bit more, so I can go a little bit lighter like I did today with the 135s. Even though I went too light, I probably should have went like 145, but after that, pretty much just try to find other things to press for load sets of like, I wanted 5 to 7 or 7 to 9-ish. 5 to 7 is preferred, but I kind of went too light on some things. I keep getting, I haven't trained at Maximus in a while, so whenever you're training new gyms, you gotta kind of get a feel for the weight, and I'll feel a set before and be like, oh, okay, that was a hard 3. I could probably fail at 5 the next one, and then I get 7 or 9 or whatever, then I'm pissed off. But that's how the cookie crumbles. Yeah, and then we did some more side raises. Oh no, we did what was it? Upright rows and more shoulder press. Just a couple of sets of 10 there, and then a drop set on side raises. Heavy side raises, and that was a nice finisher.
What's your diet been like now, but like before the show and opposed to now, post-show?
A little more sugar, not a whole lot. Leg day particularly, I get more sugar and more short carbs. So I get like cereal post-workout on leg days. And I get like English muffins in the morning with my breakfast on leg days. Carbs a little higher on those days. Regular days, my carbs are still pretty high, but mostly just things that are like rice. I get a bagel with jelly on it. That's about it. That's about it for the tasty stuff. I get Pop-Tarts pre-workout on my leg days. My off days, low. Hey, you be safe, man. Off days are just low everything. So, nothing really crazy fancy. It's pretty much just all the same stuff, just higher carbs. Just more. No, that was another thing we switched to. Is I was doing a shit ton of cardio with my coach going to North Americans. Not a shit ton, but for me it was a lot. And I knew that if I would have backed off cardio, I would have looked a lot better. But you do what your coach says. Well, then switching to Nelson, we backed off the cardio significantly. And I mean, I was barely doing any, and I was looking better and better and better and better and better and better. Like I said, so he was feeding me more. I was lifting heavier, lifting harder, doing less cardio, taking less gear, and I looked way better. I really don't know, man. It was just I think my body just needed the couple of weeks of like backing off after North Americans, honestly. But I'd like to thank God, my parents, Maximus, John, Coy, Jeff, and my dog Maya. Other than that, oh, my dog is actually technically first. She's the first person I like to thank. She's over everybody. Let's get that straight. She's over everybody. It's my baby. It's my little princess.
So you're thinking next year, all those one
Yeah. We'll consider it. I was actually just saying something the other day. Somebody who pro debuted a week after they turned pro, and then they considered their next year's show a pro debut. I'm like, yeah, I like that because that is like a real pro debut. You know what I mean? Me doing Chicago was just to see where I was at. I wanted to know for a fact. I wanted to hear it straight out of Gary Udit's mouth that my legs are not big enough. I mean, I already knew, but I needed better critique. I wanted more feedback than what I got out of North Americans. North Americans, I just won the overall. Like, you know what I mean? I beat everybody. So I wasn't being compared to guys better than me. I wanted to be compared to guys that I knew I was going to lose to, that were, that I know that I could very easily beat if I was 100%. So I just wanted to know how to get to 100%, I guess.
Maybe looking forward to next month.
Yeah.
Well, dude, like I said, for your first pro show, though, to get first call, that's amazing.
Oh, dude, I was very excited. Yeah,
That's
very,
awesome.
very excited. Yeah. Yeah, I absolutely had no disappointment out of the outcome of that show at all. We beat some guys that, had been to the Olympia before. We kind of shocked the world. Everybody thought we were going to do crap at that show, so it was exciting. It was fun to go in and do that.
Well, congratulations, man.
Thank you.
We will catch up with you later on the year, see how the off season's going, and congratulations for your pro.
Thank you.